Hi everyone, I'm GREYMOND. Today I wanted to talk to you about the process of learning to live with uncertainty. The major thing here is that if you have been doing reassurance, doing compulsions all the time, it's very difficult to all of a sudden, live in the unknown, live in the what if, and not being sure that some disastrous scenario will not happen. So, what I suggest doing is kind of starting out slowly that okay, maybe you check for the really big things, or you do compulsions for the really big things, but for the smaller things you refuse, and then you increase that uncertainty, so decrease the amount of compulsions, the amount of rumination, checking, analyzing that you're doing, right? So kind of having a limit for yourself, and then um, um, reducing the amount of compulsions as you continue to feel better, because as you are training your brain that these thoughts are no longer important, the anxiety starts to go down. And I don't mean over the course of a day, I mean over the course of, say, a month. The anxiety in the beginning of the month is going to be much higher than at the end of the month. So at the end of the month, you can start to allow yourself to live with more uncertainty, because it won't feel like more. If you kind of compare exactly, it will be more, but it won't actually feel like more. It will feel like a natural progression, because your anxiety won't be high, because you have to look at it from the perspective of a non-OCD, um, from a non-OCD perspective, that these thoughts are false. They were always false. They will always be false. But you just can't see that right now. So as you are training your brain to see it, it will become easier to fight. In the beginning, it's always the hardest. So, and I completely agree when, with other people who say that, it has to be zero tolerance. And I do say that also in my videos as well. But if a person says that, well, I can't push through, I can't live with uncertainty, what can I do in that situation? And when you're at 10 out of 10, that is the situation. When you're at 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, you're like, okay, I can push through. But at 10 out of 10, a lot of the times you can't. And at that point, this is where having a limit or delaying, right? That, okay, maybe I will live with uncertainty for a certain amount of time. So I will live with uncertainty again, how I was saying in the previous videos, delaying by a week, right? I'm going to live with uncertainty for about a week. And then if this is still important, I will figure it out or whatever. This is in case more of a puro. In case of the physical compulsions, you have to kind of map it out for yourself. What is disastrous and what is, okay, it would be bad, but it's not, a total disaster if this happened to come true. And again, in 10 years, I've never seen anything come true for anybody, so you'll be the first one. But, still, if you are afraid, then you can do that. You know what I mean? It's just pushing more and more each day. You don't have to do everything in one day, but you have to do something every day. And if every day you are pushing through, and also create the space in your environment for recovery. If you're going a million miles an hour, if you're not eating properly, if you're not sleeping properly, if you're stressed out day after day, what kind of result can you really expect, right? So you have to create a situation where all around everything is supporting your recovery. That I don't mean like people around you. People can't support you. People, a lot of the times, you can't get support from people. That's not really a major factor. The major factor is how you are treating yourself. So allow yourself to take breaks. Allow yourself to have uh, not necessarily to have alone time, because alone time a lot of the times leads to more rumination, but enjoyable time. And again, you might not be able to enjoy it a lot because of OCD, or barely at all, but you still know that this is an enjoyable time. So you're still sending the signal to the brain that everything is okay. Avoid fighting, avoid taking on extra work, extra responsibility. Put yourself in a position where you give your mind a time to rest, such as meditation. I mean, it's such a simple concept, but it makes a really big difference when you do it consistently every day. Don't have to do it for a long time, just have to do it every single day. You know, about 15 minutes once a day, be better if it was twice a day, right in the morning or right before bed, or both. That would be really, really beneficial, you know. That way everything is supporting your recovery. And then when you feel this kind of, you know, bubble of support, so to speak, right? Then you can say, okay, well, I'm just going to be uncertain about this one thing, and that's okay. And I don't need to figure it out, or I don't need to do the compulsion, right? And then more and more and more, and eventually you get out of it. That's how you do it. That's it for me for today. I hope you find my videos helpful. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I do daily videos about all things OCD. If you would like to do the one-on-one recovery program with me, all the information is as always on youhaveocd.com. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.